What up, y'all? Good morning. And guess on. We appreciate you guys for being here and being a part of all that we do. It is Wednesday, May 10th. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Thank you guys again for being a part of the Brothers of Legacy. I'm your host, AD Walker, the pusher, the grower, and the motivator. Lisa in the building. Good morning. Good morning. So, what I need you to do is make sure you are sharing, because sharing is caring always. Um, Appreciate you guys for rocking with us, for hanging with us, for being a part of all that we do. I need you to connect with us. Text LWN to 84576. Text LWN to 84576, especially if you are of the the male figure, the biological male figure. Yeah, I guess I got to say it that way. What's up, Jeff? Good morning. Good morning. We got some things coming up. So stay connected, stay connected, stay connected. Today, we're talking about developing discipline. I don't know. We started talking about yesterday with my brother, uh, and he began to, if you missed yesterday's episode, talk about being a stroke, I guess a stroke survivor. I want to say victim, a stroke survivor, and the signs, and it's kind of like for him, it was like the process of watching it, knowing, and then not only having discipline in what you're doing, but being aware of your body. That's a big one. And I don't know about you guys, like, and probably saying you ever eat something, you ever used to be able to do certain things, like eat certain things, not necessarily do, because Jeff knows we figured that out quick. A quick sprint somewhere, you're like, I'm never gonna do that again. I almost died. What's up, Mama Corey? Great morning to you. So what I've realized is, over time, you gotta kind of listen to your body, right? When your body begins to reject certain things, especially when it comes to foods, things you used to be able to eat, can't eat anymore. And it's not always like before someone's like it's junk. It's the funny thing is, I when it comes to the bad stuff, the junk, it's never changed. But when it comes to certain other foods, like I can't do cucumbers anymore. Like it's weird. Like I can't. It doesn't work with my body anymore. And I was never like a straight cucumber eater. Now, but like if it's in something, it would just be in there. It wouldn't bother me. Um, he said I could still eat anything for some reason. That's good. That's good. Um, like I don't know if I'm developing a lactose intolerance to milk or ice cream, because a few times I've had like shakes and it not sat well with me. I'm like, and the worst thing is, and don't act like you hadn't had this moment. Um, but if it's something that you really like, you're like, it can't be this thing. I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna try it again. And then, your body's like, yeah, you gotta stop with this. So I'm realizing, my body's going through changes and things of that nature. And it's crazy. And my wife is on here. She's gonna probably call me out if she comes through. She said, "Oh, Kim is lactose intolerant. Has she always been, or has it come with age, or just always been that way?" Because I don't know. I don't remember myself being that. I've had bowls and bowls, thousands of bowls of cereal, as a child, and having straight milk. I used to be a peanut butter and jelly kind of dude, straight milk. So I don't know if it's with age. I don't know. Your body chemistry changes. I definitely gonna get somebody on. We're gonna talk about that. 18 years at least. Okay. 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 Um. So And what are we discussing today? We're talking about like just discipline, developing discipline. Oh, I also got a story, right? So, and I got Mama Corey on there, so I got at least someone that can kind of understand the other side, and hear my story because you look like she's probably like, what we about to talk about? So I was at the airport and someone was um like staying away from someone had a dog in the front, right? Service dog, whatever dog, it doesn't matter. Dog wasn't attacking the white fine. And someone was making sure they were keeping their distance from the dog, because they said they were allergic to the dog. Uh, so the person was like, "You're being biased to my dog." I was like, "Biased?" They said, "You're being biased to my dog." The person's just being cautious because they're allergic to this animal. I don't know, like, and I'm with humane treatment. Let me just be clear. I'm not with, treating animals like whatever. Um, but sometimes, and I get because Mama Corey had a dog for I think a lot of years. I don't know how long, so I'm 100% understand emotional attachment, just in case I want to make sure I make these preference before I say something that just seems like I'm insensitive. But it's just, you know, some things just get kind of crazy. Like it's not like someone was denying access to something. She just was protecting herself. You know, and I get people have animals, and I get service dogs, but I feel like the service dog thing is getting out of hand. I, I've seen some dogs. I'm like, that dog is not a service dog. Because when you see service dogs, there's a certain training in them, right? There's a certain discipline in the dogs. Like they're there to function for a reason. And 9 times out of 10, maybe pre-digest. Right. Oh, prejudice. Oh, prejudice. I guess he said. Oh, maybe I almost sound like the misuse of a word. Yeah, I think prejudice. Maybe did she say prejudice or bias? I think either one. One has to protect oneself, right, Richard? One has to protect oneself, and so I just like even at the airport, like they're making a lot of accommodations. Like now they have like I won't just say dogs, but dogs is the most prevalent. Like they have bathrooms set aside for you to take your dog so they can go. Which is smart because when you come into the airport, especially now, you got to go through TSA. Once you get in there, you can't. There's no outside to take your dog, and nobody wants their dog. Well, the airport or nobody staff, nobody wants somebody's animal handling their business in the airport areas. So they've created specific spaces. I don't know. I just is sometimes the dog thing maybe my pepper was practically she said my pepper was practically human. I get it. Listen, ain't taking nothing away from that. I don't know, like I've been places where was I at? They just had the dog off the leash. And the dog was not little. The dog was not little. It was a sizable dog that wasn't the service dog. I think actually take that. It was in the airport. The dog was off the leash. Wasn't the size of Cooper. Speaking of Cooper, got Brian coming through. Let me just put him in the screen. It wasn't the size of Cooper, but it could be Cooper's cousin. I'm just saying. For real. And I'm like, and me and someone else I'm looking like, they just off the leash. I'm like, I get it. People that say you can pet them, they don't bite, but I'm like, like a lot of folks, the dog has teeth. Yeah, 100% can bite. They just not choosing to bite at this moment. He said certainly okay that a lady was allergic. Yeah, that's reasonable. Let's see. This morning, Pastor. But I don't know. He said, I like dogs. Dual trained for blind and deaf person. Yeah. So like, okay. But yeah, to me, like, I don't know. Like, I don't trust the service dog thing personally. Like, I see it. I mean, and I know people have their legit service dogs, but everybody that has a dog carry, walking with them with service thing on it. Because I know you can get that from Amazon now. Like, you can get that little strap thing. Like, honestly, like, and I don't like it. Like, for real. Like, I don't like. I get the mindset like I got to get my dog from here to there, but my dog has to look like a service dog to get from here to there without problems, But my issue is your dog is not a service dog, so it's gonna react in a non-service manner. Like it gets around the wrong environment, because service dogs are trained to handle dogs being around. They are trained, to do a certain job, and most times, like, they don't really. To me, it seems like they don't get they don't get petted on it. Like they're not treated like regular. They're there to work. Like, I'm here to work. Don't touch me because I gotta make sure my man can. I'm his eyes. I'm her ears. I'm some support. I'm something. It's a service biter. But I don't know. Like, I don't know. My thing with the dogs is just. I mean, my man, this dog was off the leash. I mean, he was good though. Like he stood next to the owner, and I was like, yeah. But I think about, listen, because we're human, right? We're people. We have bad days. Like there are things going on in our minds. Dogs have minds too, and like and going off of what Mama Corey said, he was practically human. So like her dog, and so I think about what my man's like. I'm a little fed up today. I ain't get enough kibbles and bits. I don't know. Like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just saying, like, my stomach is hurting. Like, someone stays too close to me, it's going down. Like, I don't know. So I know it's silly. I think about that, especially just off a leash dog. Like, you never know what other dog is gonna come in the presence of that dog. Another service dog who's doing their job on a leash, and this dog can go charging after, I don't know.
Well, I think with those service dogs right there, what makes a service dog, it's the training, yes, but it's the vest. Like a service dog, once you put the vest on, the dog knows it's working. You take the vest off, it's a regular dog. A service dog snaps into form once you put the vest on it. You take that vest off, that's a pet. It's a regular dog. So they're trained to know there's a difference between vest on and vest off.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because they have dogs at the airport that's always sniffing and roaming and checking. Yeah. And, you know not to touch those dogs. You not to pet them. You don't mess with them. They're working.
But it's not because of the dog. It's the handler.
Yeah.
That keeps you from touching the dog.
Right.
Because you have service dogs that are trained to be an emotional uplift for patients in hospitals. Right. So those types of dogs are trained to just love on people. Right. You can pull on them, tug on them. They're just there to let you have your way.
Right.
I think somebody said some service dogs, there's not a specific dog for sniffing drugs. You can teach any dog to do that because all dogs have that heightened sniffability.
Right. Today's word is sniffability.
Yeah. I've seen 20 different dogs be drug dogs. So that can happen with any dog.
Right.
But then there's work dogs and all of that. There's walking dogs. I mean, there's so many different ways that dogs can be trained.
Right.
But they're still the pet of the handler.
Right.
So when mom says her dog was more human, he was more human for her.
Right.
Because he knew her life. He knew her surroundings. He knew her personality.
Right.
He wasn't human for me. For me, he was a devil. No, I'm just kidding.
Right. Oh, let me just put that up. Yes, Mama Corey, they are not supposed to have the leash off. have that leash on there. Just even if it's just hanging, you got it. You just hanging. We don't really need it, but it's the comfort of just in case. Just in case you got full control. I don't because that it really like. I mean, and the dog, like I said, the dog was cool. It sat down. It got on the airplane train. It sat down. It kept looking, checking, like, we good? All right, I'm gonna chill out. Like kept looking at the master or whatever. I guess, and it just, when the train stopped, she did whatever, snap, whistle, whoop, whoop, and they all got up and they walked out. And I'm like, it's cool, but it's off the leash.
But like I said, there's levels to it. There are certain dogs that are trained so tight, where they can
100%.
be off the leash and they're not gonna flinch.
True. Won't let her pet. It said Julie won't let me pet her dog, right? When the vest is on.
Right.
That's good. It's good.
Yeah,
Just like
because they're trained, but because the dog is at work when the vest is on. And so it's up to the handler to make sure that you keep your hands off from the animal, because that's how the animal gets confused. If you're doing all the extracurricular stuff with the vest on, the dog loses a sense of training and he loses a sense of discipline.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Speaking of which, let's talk about developing discipline. It said there are some lasties. Tommy's where?
Listen,
in the boat.
Cooper, if Cooper's downstairs with me, I can tell him, go get Princess. I call my daughter Rachel Princess. Nice. Go get Princess. And he'll run up to her room, bark at her door till she opens the door, like, ooh, ooh, until she, I can send him to get people, go get mommy, go get Precious, and even without going through the formal training aspect of it, I used to take him out to use the bathroom on his leash. Not anybody else. I can take him outside off leash. And say,
wait, it said me alone,
because no one else will do the work.
right.
I can take him outside and say, go potty.
Okay.
There's a difference between going outside and going outside specifically to use the bathroom.
Right.
Because every time we go out, it's not time to play. Every time we go out, we're not walking down the street.
Right.
Every time we go out, we're not throwing the ball. So so when he's with me, to Mom's point, he knows how to act with me, and he's going to act differently with me than he does with my daughters or with my wife. When they walk him, he walks them. When I walk him, I walk him. It's an alpha thing, because he's a male dog. And so I could take him outside and say, go potty.
Right.
And he'll go outside in the backyard and he'll pee, and then he'll come back to the door.
Nice.
I can tell Cooper to go poop. Let's go poop. This is not pee time. This is poop time. I know you haven't done it. And I know that I have to spend some time, let him walk around a little bit, and he knows the difference between pooping in the backyard and pooping, going for a walk to poop.
Okay.
Because at nighttime, we're not going down the street. You're going outside in the back. We're going to poop, pick it up, come on back,
Gotcha.
So anyway, back to discipline.
All right. There you go. But that is good. That's a discipline, You have a routine, and he knows the task, you know what we're about to do. He said, "Oh wow, he's smart." I think
he ain't smart. He just trained. No, I'm just kidding.
I think it's a training.
They are smart dogs. Yeah. They are highly intelligent dogs. Yeah. The golden doodles are intelligent dogs. It's an intelligent breed. That's a fact. It's a cross between a poodle and a retriever. So
wow,
yeah,
golden doodles.
Mm-hmm.
That's a word for the day. Golden doodle. Okay. Yeah, it's amazing the things that you learn. Hey, what up, Larry? Larry Banks in the building. Good morning, sir. Glad you was on yesterday. Appreciate you.
Good to see you, man.
Yes, sir.
So discipline.
Yes, discipline. So let me talk about my discipline a little bit. All right. So y'all called me out yesterday. I know. Listen, Richard called me out about going to the gym. And I'm explaining my journey. I'm gonna explain my journey with the gym. So I was at a point pre-COVID that I was like working out just about every day. Now, just for clarity, the whole workout discipline It's not something I grew up with. I didn't play organized sports, other than the street stuff. I didn't have a workout regimen. Now my homeboy David, who I've known forever, we still connected. He had a little gym in his room, the joint that you used to have on the wall, the pool, everything you can do in one space. Like, everything you can do in one space. And I would go over there periodically, but I didn't have the discipline to go over there a lot. Hindsight, I wish I went over there every day. Body would probably be in a different kind of shape. But as I got older, I realized, I need to start trying to work out. And I started working out at home. And I made a pact, because I was like, if I could do at least 6 months consistently at home, then I'll pay for a gym membership. Then I'll know I could at least stick to my workout. And I started doing it. I did it for at least maybe 4 years consistently. Then COVID happened, and I don't know, I stopped. Obviously you couldn't go. And then I was doing it at home a little bit. So I pulled out the Tae Bo video. Y'all remember Tae Bo?
Tae Bo, wow.
Yeah, Tae Bo. I got my kids involved. We started doing it pretty consistently, but then it began to fall off. Kids started going back to school, and I was like trying to do it, and it just, my focus just got way off, And then every once in a while, Rollins will have the push-up challenge. Now, shout out to Rollins.
Plank challenge,
push-up challenge. Yeah. I could barely do 10 push-ups before the challenge. Real talk. I could barely do 10. So now I'm up to 20, 25. I'm better with push-ups now because of this challenge. And that's kind of, I'll talk about trying to do the group thing later, but that's been my discipline when it comes to working out. I would start, but COVID just threw me off. And then I tried to go back to the gym, and having a mask on, the whirling of the fans, the paranoia plus trying to work out in a mask. I literally you know what? I have to cancel my membership. I literally, most times you just kind of let it go. I just you know what? I'm going to cancel this because it's not working. It's not working. I'm not, normally tell me when you get to the gym, you're like, okay, boom, high five, we here. Let's get it. Once you get there.
I don't like going to the gym.
You don't like the gym?
No, I don't. I work out at home. I feel better working out at home, because to me, if I have to develop the discipline to get up and drive to the gym, that's too much work for me. So I work out at home. That's what I'm grateful for, having been in the military, because in the military, just doing calisthenics, just exercising, if you want to build up muscle and all that, and, have the beach body, go to the gym and push those weights. But if you're just trying to get in shape, you don't need weights.
Yeah.
You can use your body weight and get in great shape. Is the question is, what is your goal? And a lot of times I think we struggle with discipline because we don't have a targeted goal. What are you really trying to do? If I'm really just trying to get in shape, I don't need anything except my body.
I got you.
Because push-ups, if you 200 pounds, what is it like laying your body on the floor and trying to push up your whole body? It's 200 pounds.
Right.
It's the same as holding up 200 pounds of weight. You got to lift it up. When you're trying to do sit-ups, right? Do you have to be on a chair, giving yourself extra leverage? No, just get on the floor and do some sit-ups. It's going to help. Do leg lifts, do, jumping jacks, do air squats, squat jumps, do mountain climbers. There's so many things that you can do with just your body. And so the real objective is to have an established, pointed, targeted goal, and then start from somewhere. Right. We want to, it's so funny, man. I used to work out, and I do just enough to get my body. You know how you work out a little bit and you get swollen for about 15, 20 minutes. Right. I used to work out to get swollen, look at myself like, oh yeah, that looks good. And then I walk away. You haven't worked out. You're not even sweating. You know what I mean? You gotta do something to make your body respond. Your body needs to say, oh yeah, we did something. Right. And so you like that the discipline is having a targeted goal. And I think that if you want to be a bodybuilder, go to the gym, lift weights. If you want to get in shape, you don't even have to leave home.
And I feel you on that. So half of what Richard's saying, he said, I like gyms because it gets me out of the house. That's me. Him, he said, also girls are there. So
but that's my point. Do you want to get out of the house?
I think it's a combination of both. For me, right? What helped me with the gym situation? Because I worked out at home for a minute. Like I did Tae Bo, I did hip hop abs with Sean T. Just the workout, the toning. Because I needed some kind of like something saying, come on, let's get this. Let's go. Like I need that. It's just me. Like I tried to turn music on and work out. I don't know what it is. And I do the same thing at the gym. I put the headphones on. I get on the treadmill. Like it's the same.
Well, no, don't get me wrong. I'm not knocking the gym.
Yeah, no, right? I know. But
certain people need that communal. I don't know the communal workout. I get it. When I being in the military, being with your platoon and everybody pushing you and that kind of stuff, people need to have a trainer. I get all of that, man. Believe me.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking any. You do whatever works for you. What I'm saying is we have to figure out how to rid ourselves of excuses.
Right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I gotta get rid of the excuse. You're right. I gotta get rid of it. The gym environment probably helps. Yeah. So so my goal is to start. I'm gonna get back into my Tae Bo. So I'm putting myself on blast right now. At least get back into my Tae Bo. It'll start getting me active. And actually we might do some challenges. I know Rollins, he's somewhere around. A challenge? Challenge?
He's the challenge guy.
I need
but
y'all
you
to know
why Rollins is such a challenge guy?
Yeah.
Think about Rollins playing cards.
Oh yeah, listen, I know
he's
that's
so competitive.
That's right.
He is Michael Jordan of competitive nature, man. That dude.
Right.
That's why he'll do the challenge.
He said,
I can do it at home. I really don't have it. Well, that's my point. We have to rid ourselves, lack of discipline or discipline is ridding yourself of excuses.
Yeah. Definitely. It's the excuse thing. It's the excuse thing. And
because you're only looking to fulfill something within you. Right. It's for you. It's personal, and so, and I'm only telling you what I had to tell myself. I love the crowd, but the crowd isn't looking at me in the mirror. It's just me.
Oh, right.
That's why whether the crowd is there or not, I can work out because I'm the one who has to be happy with what I see. If I'm doing it for any other reason, I just don't know how much discipline I'm going to be able to apply to it. What did he say?
He said, I like the gym. He said, I can do leg press. He said 150 kgs. I don't know what that means in pounds. 100 reps. I do cardio. Then I do cross training. Then some free weights. Also make friends. People sometimes spot if something is off with me. So he said cross training.
That's unholy.
Not cross. It's unholy.
Cross training is unholy, man. I don't think there's any Jesus in cross training.
Oh man.
Maybe 25 years ago, I'd say, but now cross training is the devil.
It's so silly. Oh, he said, why is it unholy?
Because it hurts.
It hurts. It hurts. It ain't God. It hurts.
Yeah. I got a buddy who completely transformed his life with cross training from like 10 years ago, man. He is just it's just a different person today. My friend Julio.
Okay.
Yeah. Julio started cross training about 10 years ago. Wow. And he is just a different person today, physically. Wow. Just different. Wow. There's an old saying, built different.
Yeah.
He built different, man.
Wow.
And I applaud him. I tried. And then I cried. I tried and then I cried.
He said I did 4 hours nonstop on a cross trainer. Wow.
Oh, you mean the cross training machine? Okay. Yeah. I thought you meant like cross training as okay. Yeah. There's a difference.
Like thing to thing
machine, yeah.
Yeah, not the thing to thing, the thing where you shifted. Yeah, CrossFit has changed many but it's not. He said the CrossFit is
Thank
changing,
you.
but it's not for me.
Thank you, Larry. I appreciate that. It's not for me either. I think it's for the unholy people.
Look what Jeff said. Jesus actually flipped the tables over at 24-Hour Fitness, not the temple. That's the room. That's hilarious. He said, "Oh gosh, what he said? I gained weight when I started hot cross bun training with." Okay. What's up, Chris? He said, "Not today, my friend, for the OGs."
Man.
Oh man. But yeah, definitely I think developing that discipline to do the things that you need to do to change is, can be challenging.
Yeah.
And yeah.
What is that? This is for the men.
Uh-oh.
Some guy was a keynote speaker. I think we talked about this before. And he tells this story about him and his father having a conversation. The conversation about my father walked. He said your grandfather or my grandfather walked 10 miles to work.
Right.
And my father walked 5.
Right. And then
I drive a Cadillac.
Right.
My son drives a Mercedes.
Right.
My grandson will be in a Ferrari.
Right.
But my great grandson will be walking again.
Yeah.
And he said, I asked the question, well, why is that? He said, because hard times make strong men. Strong men create easy times.
Right.
Easy times create weak men, and weak men create tough times.
Right.
And so the discipline is to remember how far you've come, and that becomes the driving force or the discipline to take you to the next level. Right. That's why we're suffering today, because the lack of discipline today is because so much has been given. That there's such a sense of entitlement that we're lacking discipline.
Right.
Nobody wants to do the work, or nobody wants to do the work consistently, because so much has been handed because of the efforts and the sacrifice of our previous generations.
Right. We're not building on it. Yeah, that's big. So Larry says, make it a repetitive task. The task becomes a habit, right? He said, Jeff says, for me, the consequences of not doing it is what motivates me.
Yes.
That's good. He said, right. And then that habit becomes a discipline. Yeah.
Yes.
True indeed.
Yes.
True indeed. I'm building up of habits, things that you want to change. I was listening to, I think I've heard it several times. I don't know where it came from. I don't know where it started. So let me know. But the 100-hour rule, if you work on something 18 minutes a day, 18 minutes a day, this is just theory. I'm going to test it out. You will, it'll help you get ahead of most people in this area. 18 minutes a day. I guess it's specifically focused on a specific space, like just learning something or training. So I'm gonna test it out. And if anybody have any information on it, I think, of course, I'm sure there's a book on it. There's probably books on it, because I've heard the quote. I don't know, it keeps coming up in my feed. So I'm like, all right, maybe I'm trying to get a message. God's trying to tell me something. At least
I think all of that stems from, because I think you can apply consistency in any measurement of time commitment, right?
Right.
Malcolm Gladwell in his book Outliers spoke about the 10,000 hour rule.
Right. And I think it's about 7 years. I think that's set. I did the math on it. I think it's like 7 years.
Well, they said the average age of an NBA championship basketball team is 29 years old. You go back in the day and you look at all of that.
The team, 29 years old.
Yeah, the nucleus of the team, 29 years old.
Right.
When your best players are between 27 and 29, 30 years old, that's when you're at your peak. And so that's the average age of a championship NBA team. And so you have hit the 10,000 hours by that time. You've been playing sports for 20 years, from a child through college, through high school, through college, and now you're going to professional sports. So there's that piece, the 10,000 hour rule. There's another measurement that talks about, people say 21 days to change a habit or start a habit, create a habit, right? But they say it takes 21 days to create one or establish one, but it takes 66 days where your percentage of keeping it, maintaining it, and as Larry said, it becoming a discipline.
Right.
After about 66 days, your increase of keeping it is elevates to about 76 to 78% when you're able to do it 66 consecutive days as opposed to 21 days to start it, 66 days to keep it.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. So there's all types of measurements out there for that. But I would say just be consistent. If you do it every Tuesday at 2:00, you'll do it every Tuesday at 2:00.
Right. That's good. That's
good.
Yeah. I think, just start it. Yeah. And make it, like I said, discipline, make it a habit of a certain time, then it becomes part of your routine. You wake up with it on your brain. You don't even have to look like, what am I supposed to be doing? Boom. This is what I do between this time and this time. And even if it's can we keep it real? Even if it's I got to get this done to get it out the way. So I put all my focus on it. Boom. I'm getting it done.
But see, that goes back to the discipline of your thought pattern, right? So a man thinketh, so is he.
Right.
People say, I got to get this done to get it out of the way. Then it becomes a task. When you change the words and say, I get to do this, as opposed to I got to do this, your entire perspective changes, because now it's seen as a privilege, as an opportunity, as opposed to a task. The way you think about things,
Don't you because I don't want to call you out, because you running, right? Like you're doing the running, the walking. Doesn't part of your discipline, and Larry speak on this as well, because I know working out, there's always that rebuilding and restarting of your disciplines. It kind of has to be a task in a way to get through the harder times, because every day you wake up, especially, let's just stay in the workout space. Your body's gonna be like, not today. But your mind is like, we got to get through this. We got to do this thing. You understand what I'm saying? Because a lot of times 1 day stopped or 2 days stopped, you lose you feel like you're losing you can lose your momentum. And that, like with COVID, that was my excuse. Boom, COVID. And now it was trying to restart in the house and the funny thing was, talking about it now, I was like, it's where I started. I started in the house. I went to a gym, but I can't restart in the house. Not that I can't. I'm just, it's the mind. But doesn't have to kind of be a task space, or am I just looking at it wrong?
Well, I think what happens is we begin to categorize the things that we like. I have to take care of my family.
Right.
But if I think about it, like I got to take care of my family, as opposed to being thankful for having a family and I get to take care of my family,
I feel
my motivation is different. Right. It's about what drives you. What is your sense of purpose? What makes you do what you do?
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. You talk to the greatest minds, the people who've mastered the science of the mind, not that anyone can master the mind, but people who think about the science of the mind, they will tell you that perspective is everything.
Right.
I get to, as opposed to I got to, changes your entire emotional thrust for doing it. Your mental thrust changes. When you see it as an opportunity to go to work, I get to go to work.
Yeah.
Work seems less task oriented.
That's true. I agree. Because I look at it differently. Yeah.
Even though bottom line, you got to work.
Right.
If a man don't work, man doesn't eat.
Right.
But there's still a privilege to being able to work.
Right.
Because some people can't.
Yeah.
It's privilege. It's a privilege to speak.
Right.
Think about someone who's mute.
Right. 100%.
Right.
The
So,
struggle to speak. You're right.
yeah, I mean, it's amazing how we think. It's amazing how we get tripped up in these things. And I'm saying these are things that I'm learning as life progresses. Right. Just
Right.
one little change of a word, change of a phrase, changes your entire mindset towards something. So I get to work out today. Ooh, man, today I get to do 30 minutes of exercise.
Right.
Today I get to push my body.
Right.
You know, and it changes your attitude about it. I think, and we have to be careful of what we're taking in as it relates to certain things in our lives, and how we approach certain things. Right? A
Yeah.
simple conversation with some. Oh Lord, I got to go talk to. You'd imagine it's done before you even get there.
Oh Lord!
Yeah.
I gotta make this phone call.
Yeah.
Oh, he said I'm healthy. I'm healthy enough to work out today. Yeah. Oh, Chris says my 90-year-old father-in-law says people end up doing exactly what they want to do.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Let's see. What was I looking for? I think it's just I was able to work out for some unfortunate circumstances. My perspective would definitely change towards working out. Right. He said, I was mowing all the lawns yesterday, and thought came to me, I'm blessed that I'm healthy enough to do this.
Yeah.
True indeed. True indeed.
As opposed to, man, I gotta go cut the grass.
Right.
Grass everywhere.
Grass all over the place. He says, what are some discipline killers to look out for as we approach mid-year 2020?
Woo! I wish I had started in February.
Right. Next year.
Yeah.
It's gonna be my year 2020.
There's only 6 months left in the year. I don't have time to finish it.
Right.
Why does it have to be done this year? How about you continue progressing forward?
Yeah.
You know, what's amazing is we get to the end before we even get to the end.
Right.
We cut it off ourselves, right?
Right.
We tend to shorten the deadline.
Right.
If we have a fear of not making the deadline, we shorten. Well, since I'm not going to have it done by the 31st, so I may as well not do it at all.
True.
I tell you this. I remember not paying an electric bill, and there was a cutoff date.
Right.
And I didn't have the money. I did everything I could to get that money to pay that electric bill.
Right.
And they said, if it's not paid by this date, like the 15th,
right,
we're going to cut it off.
Right.
15th came and went, and I woke up the 16th and still had power.
All right.
Pay the bill, and the power had never been cut off.
Wow.
The deadline came and went, and I still had service.
Wow.
Right. What I'm saying is we will shorten the deadline because of our own productivity or lack of productivity. And we can't do that to ourselves, man. We do it in relationships. We do it with our careers. We do it with our businesses. You know, what's that old adage about the two guys? What is it? Gold mining, right? Shaking the pans,
right,
searching for gold.
Right.
One guy quit an hour early. The next guy stayed an hour late, changed his entire life.
Yeah.
He went right to where the former guy was standing and found life-changing gold.
Just got to stay with it.
Got to stick with it.
Got to
stick with it, man. You know.
True indeed. True indeed.
That's what I'm doing with my workout. Sticking with it.
Okay. Stick with it.
That's what I'm doing with my family. I'm sticking with it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know?
Yeah. In spite of everything.
Right.
Okay. But yeah, no, for real. You do have to, if you love what you do, or you want the life that you've desired. Because there's things that we see, there's vision that we have in our minds of what we want. We gotta stick with it. We can get there. You just gotta stick with it and figure out how are we getting there, and what's your discipline, what's your everyday discipline that's gonna help you get there. And that goes, and we're not just talking about workout. You know, workout's the easiest because it's like it's the most measurable thing.
Well, that's because it's all a workout.
Yeah, all of it. You're right.
Yeah,
It's all the
I mean,
work.
caring for your family is a workout.
Workout. Yeah,
You have to put in work. You
right.
know,
You do.
being productive in your career and in your business is a workout.
Workout.
If
Right.
you don't put in, if you're not working,
Right.
you're losing.
Right.
You know, that's just the truth. And so everything to progress forward requires work.
Right. Definitely. Everything progress forward requires work. Just like Spectrum needs to. Well, I think he got Xfinity. Needs to get their act together.
I don't know what's going on over here on my side, man.
Who you got? Xfinity or Spectrum? You got Spectrum too?
Xfinity.
Xfinity. Ah, you Xfinity.
Yeah.
And it's funny. They're all the same.
It doesn't matter. I'm in this world. I promise you it doesn't matter. Well, now here's what I'll tell you. There's a difference between copper and fiber.
Okay. Okay.
Right? That's all I'll say. And I'll leave it alone because I'm not going to turn this into a telecommunications lesson.
Okay. Because fiber is like AT&T. Copper
fiber is light and copper is copper.
Right. Right.
So light, your traffic traveling on a beam of light is going to be a whole lot cleaner than traveling on copper. Copper is noisy.
Right. Yeah.
Copper can be, interrupted. So AT&T has both. It just depends on what you have in your neighborhood.
Right.
There's a difference between fiber and copper, and there's a difference between you have a terabyte of capacity, but you're sharing it with 3 people versus a terabyte of capacity and you're sharing it with 100 people. Some people, some organizations, some carriers will sell you a terabyte of capacity. I got a gig uplink and downlink. Okay, upstream and downstream. Yeah. So does your neighbor. Y'all sharing the same gig.
Right.
You don't have a gig dedicated to you. You have a gig dedicated to your neighborhood.
Right. Right.
And some days it's fast. Some days it's slow. The days that it's slow is because your neighbors are online.
Richard, that's a good one. He said fiber is good for you.
Yeah.
It is.
You have to, but you have to spell it right. That's a European spelling.
Yeah, wrong continent, brother. Yes. If you're not moving forward, you're falling back. So true, especially with health. Yes, it's a right. It's in the commercial. It's a gigahood. Yeah. He's a gig in there. A gig.
Yeah. Ask your carrier, do you have multi-tenant service or is it dedicated? That's the question. Ooh. Is it multi-tenant or is it dedicated?
Ooh. Who am I talking to right now?
Yeah.
Who is
it'll blow their minds. It'll blow their minds. Listen, am I asking? Is my network in a house or is it in an apartment?
Right.
What is my SLA? Is it 4 nines or 5 nines?
We're gonna have a video. Things you should ask your company.
Service level agreement. They are bound. Make them bound to give you so much throughput. 99.999% of the time.
Nice.
5 nines. There's a major difference between 5 nines and 4 nines. I promise you. A lot of folks are selling you 99.95. And and the question is, what does that mean? The question. So you have to ask yourself, how many hours are you committing to me in a year or in a month of uptime?
Wow.
And is there a penalty if you fall below that uptime threshold? Set some standards with your carrier so you can get some money back when they fail.
That's good. Now you done gave me some, put a battery in my back. I'm about to argue with my folks. I've been looking for an argument. I've been looking for a way to argue with them.
Yeah.
For real. Like,
yeah, when there's an outage, you read your contract.
Right.
If there's an outage and it lasts for hours, you should get a credit.
Right. Because I'm not getting service.
We say it, but we don't know how to make our argument.
Right. Wow.
Have the discipline to read your contract.
Right. Read your contract.
We lose because we don't have the discipline to read.
All right, let's rewind it back. Hold on. This is what time is it? All right, it's 9:53. It's like I'm like Kaneem. It's not joke time. It's let's figure this out. So first thing, right? What did you say? Is it a dedicated or
multi-tenant?
Multi-tenant or dedicated? Right. That's question number one.
Is my gig mine or is it ours?
Right. Okay. Multi-tenant or dedicated. All right. So question number 2, right? You said the downtime and uptime.
Right.
Okay.
There's an Uptime Institute that says this is how long, at a minimum, you should have services running.
Okay.
Every carrier has to have a committed uptime.
Okay.
And if they fall below that threshold, that's a service level agreement, SLA, service level agreement. You can look up the Uptime Institute for commercial carriers for internet, commercial carriers for cable television, commercial carriers for satellite TV. You know, a lot looser with satellite because it can be weather limiting. But yeah.
So this would be is this in your contract? This would be in your contract.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you know the thing that you always scroll straight down to the bottom and click I agree.
Click I agree and accept.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. The SL the TOA terms of service. All right. So make sure you check that out. Terms of service. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
And what is my uptime SLA? What is your stated STATED, your stated uptime SLA?
Stated SLA. All right. That's what I'm talking about. Right, Jeff. You excited too. That's what we do here on Brothers of Legacy. We arm you with some power here. That's what I'm talking about. This is the point. This is why we here. What do I say when they want to talk to me about my extended car warranty?
Right. Just say no.
Just say no.
Just say no. Because if whatever's happening with your car requires the extended car warranty, you probably need a new car. What people don't understand is that extended warranty is the biggest scam in America.
I keep hearing that. Has anybody used? I think Brian, you've had it. You said you've used it before, right? And needed it, and it didn't come through. Okay, right. So if anybody, let me know. I want to hear some testimony. I need you to tell me that you had it and it worked. If anybody knows anybody that's not selling it, don't be a seller. Like, yeah, it works. I don't want you selling it to me. I need you to be a customer and say, yeah. My engine blown. I went to my warranty and they hooked me up. You know, I paid $250 deductible. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure you got to pay something. And then they hooked me up. I want to hear that.
Think about this.
He said, Jeff said I used to sell them.
See? Tell the truth and shame the devil, Jeff.
Appreciate you, Jeff. He said
Jeff knows. He knows. Come on, Jeff. Now, okay, so tell the truth, Jeff.
Let's go, Jeff.
Tell the truth. Just put a thumbs up or a thumbs down, Jeff. You don't even have to explain. Just do thumbs up, thumbs down.
Ice-T says it works.
Yeah, Ice-T says it works. Yeah. Yeah, let's listen to the guy who used to pimp.
Right. I'm waiting for my reimbursement check. Oh, wow, from Car Shield. Wow. But I was approved. Okay.
For what?
Okay.
Oh, look, Jeff said, let me say this. I don't have one. Thank you.
Dang, Jeff. I see so many commercials. I'm like, someone gotta work. It doesn't work at all. And then I hear about the timeshare stuff. Yes, but that's another conversation. He said those warranties need checking. How many exclusions are there? Right. Okay. He said AC service. Okay. He said a reimbursement check.
Okay. Now that I believe in for HVAC stuff, absolutely.
Okay.
Or AC, you say AC in your car? Yeah, that's cool. You know, Freon, get an injection or something because that's not really under the warranty of the standard warranty. Yeah, I agree with you there. But my thing is, if you had a point, how many miles are on your car if your AC is bad? Because that means you got 150,000 miles because it takes a whole lot of time for your AC to go bad.
To go out. Right.
That's an old car. I'm not trying to put your car down or nothing, man. I'm just saying. Your AC is bad.
I'm good at scaring people. I hate those folks. They're like, but you never know. It's only $49 a month. You never know. But what happens when you lose your transmission? That's at least $1,200. You never know. And you sit there like
your transmission go out on your car. Right. That's an old car with a lot of miles.
Right. You never know. He said more of the HVAC, right? Top of that. I appreciate you, Chris, coming through, man. He said they do actually pay out, but on a new car, don't need it. Right. That's good.
Yeah, it's for old cars. It's for people that say, I ain't never buying another new car.
Right. I want to keep it going. I want
Yeah.
more car payments. I feel you. I
Yeah.
feel you. He said, "You car." Oh, that's a little different.
Right.
I'm
Because you don't know what you're getting.
I'm side eyeing you, Jeff. Selling that stuff. Listen, we appreciate you guys for being here, rocking with us another edition of the Brothers of Legacy. Continue to share, join our community, text LW into 84576. You not only got a good message or discipline, you learned a little bit about the cable service. Get busy arguing. The thing is, with a used car warranty, they cover less, so it's kind of a mixed bag.
So you have to have the discipline to read.
Right. Yeah. We got to read, guys. We definitely you got to read. Especially if it seems like a good deal, you got to read. You got to read.
Believe me, Larry said Larry getting covered. Larry got approved because Larry read.
Right. New cars extended warranties cover everything. That's because nothing breaks. Right. Yeah, the 1 in 1 million chance of something happening. You're right. You'll get your coverage. All right. So we appreciate you guys for being here, rocking with us. This edition of Brothers Legacy brought to you by Car Shield. Go get your Car Shield. Get it protected. No, I'm just playing. All right. So we look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow, same time, same channel. Continue to be safe, make some good choices. 988, you or someone you love is having a mental health crisis. 988. He said, I sure did, and kept them on the phone for 2 hours.
Yeah, you keep them on the phone for 2 hours because you have something to say.
Right.
And that's the thing. They figure, let's just outlast them. How many people have bought something from Best Buy, bought the extra warranty,
right,
and never took the item back when it broke?
Right.
They're counting on you not reading. They're counting on you to pay for it and never take advantage of it.
Wow.
That's what they're counting on, because most people don't, because we don't have the discipline. We'll just go buy another one.
Right. And you
consumer sickness. It's consumer sickness.
Yeah, we do have warranties. We have protections. You can bring stuff back. You have, and that's where you buy stuff. Some places are really good with the return policy.
I tell you who's good at returning stuff.
Who's that?
Christelle McCrory.
That's what I'm
you do not want to be standing behind the counter with Christelle McCrory returning something and you trying not to help her. When I first met my wife, I used to call her customer service nightmare.
Wow.
Until the first time I had to return something.
Right.
And I was like,
I need to return this. I need to return this. Oh, I got you. When you buy it, you got the receipt? No, don't worry about it. We'll figure. We still gonna get the money back or get an exchange. We coming away with something new or some money.
Yeah.
One of the two.
Yeah. With my wife, man, it better work like you said. Woo-wee. I'm laughing. I'm getting a little emotional just thinking about it, man. Seriously.
Listen, I work in customer service. I know, like there were specific members that we seen, like, oh Lord, here it comes. We're talking just like, whatever it is, just give it to them. Whatever it is, just give it to them. just give it to them. Let's see. He said, if you guys get anybody solicited you an extended warranty, send them to me. I'll have fun with them. Yeah, I'm gonna call you, brother. We're gonna get on the 3-way. Hey, I got my my warranty rep. Can you hold one moment? Yeah. They'll probably hang up like, oh Lord. They got questions. I got a warranty advisor. Hold on one second. Let's see. Harley's only seen when it's sunny. Oh, he said, I agree. She said she'll make a scene.
Harley's not only seen when it's sunny. I have ridden my bike all year long, Richard.
See, he said,
there is no off season for Harleys.
No, there isn't. There isn't. I've seen them out there all the time. All the time. Mm-mm. All the time.
I've been on my Harley in 19-degree weather. Wow. My Harley can handle it, but my fingers sure couldn't. All right, we gotta go.
Yes, we're getting out of here. So be blessed. Keep pushing, keep growing. We'll see you in the AM. Know that we love you. Jesus loves you better. Stay safe and just do the right thing, guys. Just do the right thing. Peace out.